In Onshape, we can continue with our project by making the top level assembly. Warning, there are going to be some problems, but don't worry, we're also going to fix those problems. So first off, here is the engine assembly that we created. We made 8 different parts in here, plus we assembled 8 fasteners. And then there's the blower assembly, where let's see, we have 3 parts and then a bunch of other different fasteners. And then we made the frame that they'll be mounted on. So let's go about creating our top level assembly. I will go to the plus sign and then choose Create Assembly. And might as well rename it right at the beginning. I will right-click on Assembly 1 and choose Rename. And this I'll just call my Project Top Level Assembly. And you'll notice that that also renames the tab at the bottom of the screen. I'm already going to make my instance list a bit wider. So let's start bringing in our components. I will click the Insert button, and I'm going to bring them in one at a time. So let's start by bringing in from the Part Studio. Here is the frame. Now, previews on the screen. I will hit the check mark to bring that one in. Right now, it has degrees of freedom. This is going to be the base for everything, so I can right-click on it and then choose Fix in order to lock it down. Then let's bring in our engine assembly. I'll go to the Insert command again, but instead of choosing Part Studios, I will change over to Assemblies. And then here is the engine assembly. And this time I'm going to position it a little bit. Let's move it just over here where I can pick some different references for mating it to the frame. And so let's hit the check mark. And I like doing things one at a time rather than bring everything in and then put the mates in. So I want to fasten this to the frame. So let's choose the fastened mate. And then I can choose, let me zoom in, and I want to get this hole. And the blue axis is pointing up. So I've got my first mate connector selected, and that will correspond to, oops, always zoom in the wrong direction, this one. And as I do that, you'll notice that a bunch of components are not in the right place. Hey, no problem. Just hit the Solve button, and then they move to where they should be, and I will hit the check mark. And so far, maybe we're starting to see some warning signs that things aren't quite right. Let me click the X to not create another mate at this time. And so it's already looking like maybe my frame is too short. Let's bring in the blower assembly. I will click on the Insert button and then once again change to Assemblies. Here is the blower assembly. And then it previews. I'm going to stick it right about over here to begin with. And then I can hit the check mark in order to close the Insert dialog box. And now let's try mating it as well. I will go with a fastened mate. And let's choose, say, this hole. That's my first one. And then I can rotate the model and zoom in. And yep, we would want this hole. And let's see, let me hit the check mark. And we can see that, okay, yeah, stuff is not too good here. We can see that stuff is sort of like smushed together a little too close. And so, I can see that even the holes are not great for these two different holes lining up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out where things should be by deleting this mate to begin with. Let's just right click on it and then choose delete from down at the bottom. And then I can pick on the blower assembly and I'm just going to move it over aside. And so with the blower assembly, we sort of know where the key on the crankshaft is supposed to line up with the key on the impeller. So let's try doing a mate with those references and see how things are. So let's go to the fastened mate once more. And I'm not going to keep this permanently. maybe not, I don't know. But I just want to sort of like figure out how bad things are to begin with. So I've got my first mates there, and that should line up with, hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. And then, once again, let's hit the solve button to bring everything together. Let me hit the check mark to get this out of the way. And I can see that, yeah, we definitely have some problems with the frame not being long enough, and looks like the holes are not lining up. And also, when I rotate around here, it looks like the engine assembly isn't in the right place with the frame. It looks like we even have some interference here. And so let's cancel out of creating more mates. Hey, we need to fix some different issues. If you're wondering, hey, how did these issues apply? Well, or how did these end up in the first place? I started creating parts for this project in videos back in 2019. That's like 7 years ago from the time that I'm making this video. I might have accidentally used 2 different sources for the components, plus I also scaled them by a factor. So things got messed up. Oh yeah, one other thing, I'll mention this in a moment. There's also an issue with how sweeps are created in Onshape compared to the source material that I used for this project. But anyhow, let's start fixing the problems. So first off, let's go to our frame tab. We're going to make changes there because there are some obvious problems that we have. And so let's start right with the sweep 1 trajectory. Remember that we made a sweep for the frame. I will right click and then choose edit. And so there are 2 different things that we need to change here. And so first off, we know that the frame isn't wide enough, and I did some measurements, and it turns out this dimension of 110 should actually be 120. And also we know that it is not long enough. This dimension of 560 should actually be 620. And so those are good for these changes. Let me hit the check mark, and we got some updates. You can see that the second sweep is not in the correct place. We'll fix that in a moment, but first we will deal with the points. Let's go with the hole points 1 feature. We're going to put the holes in the right place. Let me right mouse click and then choose edit. And so let me go to right mouse click and view normal to the sketch plane. All right, so first off, I know the separation between the holes on the engine block that's going to be used to mount this. Rather than using a dimension like 12.5 here, I'm going to actually use a dimension that corresponds to that corresponds to the separation between the holes. That makes a little bit more sense to me. Let me create a construction line, and it'll be vertical, and I'll let it snap over here. And so let me make it about yay long and then hit the escape key. And let's delete this 12.5 dimension. And instead, I will create a dimension, click on the dimension, and select the point, and then the center line, and move it over here so I can get the dimension that I need. And this should actually be a 210 dimension. That's the distance between the 2 points that we are going to use. And then let's see another issue that we have here. Let me hit the escape key to get out of dimensioning. See this 30 dimension? This 30 dimension goes to an edge on the sweep, but that doesn't really allow me to control where the engine block is going to be mounted on here. It's not a great reference because this edge comes off at an angle from the sweep. I'm going to use a better dimension than this. Let me select the 30 dimension and hit the delete key. Something that will be much better to reference will be the back edge of the frame itself, and move it over here. And we can see right now this is a really oddball number to coordinate with other components. So I'm going to change that to 90. And we also have our 110 dimension. This is good. Let me get out of dimension mode and just move this over here a little bit. And so this helps with the mounting of everything. Let's hit the check mark. But obviously a problem that we have is that the second sweep is in the wrong location. Let me do this in 2 steps. Let me click the edit button for this. And let's see, let's click on the mate connector location. Let's change this to minus 120. And then close this, and I'll hit the check mark. And now let's go about changing the dimensions in the sweep to trajectory. Right mouse click and choose edit. And let's see, let's change this to a value of 102.5. And that adjusts its location. And hit the check mark. Okay, the next thing that I am going to adjust is the location of the sweep to profile. And this one might be a little bit tricky. All right, so let's see. Let me go to sweep to profile. We're going to edit that. And if you see the profile, it is located. Let me turn off the display of my constraints. It is located on this flat surface. And it turns out, because this goes on this edge and then along this one, then back down, it doesn't maintain the shape of the profile over here. So I need to change the location of the sketch plane so that I have consistent size of the frame right here in the middle where it matters, because this is where the engine block is going to be mounted. So let me hit the X to remove face 1 as the sketch plane, and instead I am going to choose as the sketch plane. Let me use a mate connector, and let me get it going along the edge there. And so that is good. And at this point, of course, it's located in the wrong place. I'm going to show the constraints. I need to find the constraint that locates it right on that surface. So which one is it? Let's see. Okay, I think this one is the coincident constraint. So I'm going to right click on there and then delete it. And the whole sketch turned blue. Let me turn off the display of the constraints. And now let me try adding a coincident constraint between this center and my mate connector. Everything shifts up and everything turned black, and we have our nice closed loops. I know that one was a little bit tricky, but the important thing is by locating it here, we have an exact controlled dimension for the height of this sweep where the engine block is going to be mounted. I need to do a little bit more research on how sweeps in Onshape are created, because by locating it down here, well, I ended up not getting these different known dimensions. So anyhow, let's hit the check mark, and it is created, and we can see that, oh, we've got a little bit of a gap. And so let me grab the bottom bar for the parts list. Now I'm going to grab the rollback bar, and I'm going to roll this between replace face 1 and Boolean 1. I need to add another replace face. And so here is the replace face command. And pick this, and then pick as the face to replace with. It'll be this surface. That is good. Let's hit the check mark. And then I can grab the rollback bar and drag it all the way back down to the bottom. And so everything is connected. And the last thing that I'm going to change 2 more things over here. Okay, the cut on the front is a little too big, so I'm going to change that. Let's go into Sketch 1, and we are going to edit it. And let's see, I'm going to start off by just deleting these different entities that I have in the original sketch. And then let me view normal to the sketch plane. And so I'm going to start out by making a vertical center line. Let me go to construction and line and let it snap in here. And I just need a center line because I'm going to locate the center of the arc a little higher than I had it before. And so now let's go to the different arc commands. We're going to create a center point arc, and it's going to be located on this vertical center line. And then let me start it here and then snap in over there. And the radius is going to be 175 and hit the enter key. And let's also put in a dimension because we want the center point of the arc in this to be a distance of 7.5. That is good. And now let's sketch in a line between here and then here. And that is good. Everything is black. Let me hit the escape key. And now let's rename this while we are here. Let's call this the front cut sketch. And hit the check mark. And now that cut there on the front is a little bit smaller. And now I'm going to change the color of this frame just because all the parts, so many parts have this same color. So let me right click and then choose Edit Appearance. And let's go all the way to this color. Yeah, nice dark chocolate color. And then hit the check mark. And so everything is good. Now let's see what happens when we hop over to the top level assembly. Okay, things are looking better immediately based on the changes to the frame. The components are mounted a little bit better, but there are actually a few other changes that we need to make. And we'll do this in the next video so that more things are correct. So anyhow, the project is really starting to come together, and these kinds of problems are actually somewhat common in the design process when you have multiple different people working on things, and sometimes there can be miscommunications and mistakes. And so there's a little bit of real world flavor here.